Welcome in, everybody, to the Week 12 edition of the RES College Football Show. Can you believe that, Eddie Walls, that we are in Week 12 already? I mean, my goodness.
Flying.
It's like you wait all year for it to get here, and then it's gone.
Yeah, and then there's another one.
It's like Christmas when you come down, or for our. I don't want to make it a religious thing because I know everybody's not everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas. I don't know where you're at on that, but
I think you should make it religious. I think you should just try and piss off as many people as possible. I think that's how you should start the show.
But you come down and you wait for the presents, and then it's over, right? That's how it is. But it's good to be back after a little bit of a bye week here on the RES College Football Show. And as always, we're going to have Eddie's best bet for you in just a minute. We're going to go over some of the biggest games of the slate. But before we do that, I do want to mention, if you have not got involved with the Right Angle Sports College basketball package this season, you are missing out. Still time. The guys are working really hard. They're busting their ass to obviously put the best stuff out there. And I'm happy to say, and happy to report that they are over 56% on their last 380 college basketball picks going back to last season. So I know there was a time when everybody got their jokes off, but I hope that the apology is as loud as the disrespect, because we're working over here at Right Angle Sports. So again, if you want to get involved with the best in the business in college basketball, respicks.com. We are going hard. So there you go. Okay, Eddie, good to see you again. And as always, the people come for the bets. And what do you have for us in Week 12?
My best bet is going to be game 319-320 at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. So I guess 6 Eastern. It is going to be Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern over 59.5. We'll go with the 59.5. There's 59s out there. Since Coastal made the quarterback switch 3 weeks ago, they're averaging 43 points per game against defenses that can't stop the run. Well, Georgia Southern is 135th in the nation in stopping the run. Coastal Carolina has major issues stopping the pass. I made this significantly higher. It doesn't really make sense to me that this game's total is lower than App State, Georgia Southern. App State does not move the ball effectively like Coastal Carolina does. People are sleeping on Coastal Carolina just in general. Coastal Carolina actually controls their entire destiny, and they can actually make it to the Sun Belt Championship game if they continue to keep on winning, which they have. They've exceeded their regular season win total, and they did it with a system that was geared towards the air raid. Since they've switched to this more heavy run style, they're generating more yards and more points than ever. Coastal needs to win in order to secure a bowl spot, which is very essential for their program. I couldn't personally come close to 59.5 or 60 or 61. I'm closer in the 63 range. So I think we get a little bit of a discount today. It was closer to 61 earlier in the day, and somebody bought back on it. So it became my best bet.
Okay, there you go. And then, of course, I will have my best bet at the end of the show. You got to wait for that. It's there's just, when you go to dinner, a nice dinner. I think what we do every Thursday, Eddie, is like a really nice dinner, and it's multiple courses.
Okay.
And I think, yours like the elite appetizer, right?
Yes, right.
Desserts at the end.
I'm the appetizer menu. I don't even know if there's food presented. We just talk about it.
That's right.
We get to the good stuff. All right.
But you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait for dessert, and you got to clean your plate if you want it. So anyway, that's Eddie's best bet for Week 12. All right, let's get into it. As always, if you have any questions, get them into to the comments in the chat, and if they're good, I'll send them over to Eddie. Texas at Georgia. This has come down a bit from the open. Georgia laying 6, total here of 49.5.
I played over at a number that is no longer there. I wouldn't actually touch this game at any of the numbers currently. At 50 at the total, and I'm at 6.5 for Georgia. I played over simply based on the fact that I thought that Arch Manning started to impress me the last couple of games. But more so, I don't know what Georgia's doing as far as pass rush, but it seems non-existent. They have something like 9 sacks on the entire season. I know the offensive line for Texas isn't very good. I know that Georgia's offensive line has struggled at times this year. I played both games last year under, and both teams have flipped how they play this year. I'm very, very impressed by Bennett. I think that Georgia has more playmakers than a year ago on offense. I think their defense has fallen off a little bit. And I think the Texas secondary is a little bit weak, especially after what I saw at Mississippi State. So yeah, nothing on this current number, but if I had to go anywhere, obviously I played over earlier in the week. It's too thin for me now.
Moonfish says your pick is like a seafood tower.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Are you willing to accept that?
I'm willing. I'm okay with that. That's good. Is there like lobster? Because if so, I'm definitely in tow. I prefer I prefer seafood personally over any kind of meat other than maybe a well done steak. So, and even then, I'm not really sure.
Well done steak.
On the seafood tower.
Yeah, well done steak, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, no, not like well done. I'm just saying like a good.
Okay.
Yeah. I need a really burnt steak and some A1 before I could possibly accept that. Like, I don't know what we're doing here anymore.
No, but one of my best friends goes to like the Chili's and the Applebee's,
there you go.
And he gets the well done steak because he says they don't know how to make it any other way.
Right.
And he says it comes out medium. So
sure. Yeah, that's really actually pretty solid advice. Like if you go to a bad restaurant and you order a steak, just expect it to be medium no matter what you order.
That's exactly right.
So yeah.
All right, we got this one in for Mike Raz. App State at JMU. JMU here land 21 with a total of 53.
I can't believe that Mike Raz is making me always back his JMU team. So JMU doesn't need to just win. They need to win by large margins at this point. They have an outside shot of making the college football playoff. I mean, that's if they've decided that Auburn is no longer alive in the race and, all 9 SEC teams with winning records don't get in, then JMU might get a spot. All jokes aside, JMU is much, much superior than App State on everything that they do. And App State looked absolutely lost against Georgia Southern last week, which at home, there's zero chance that I could come close to making this game 21, but subjectively, I'm like 24-28 because if JMU gets a chance to add an extra touchdown or two at the end, they have to. That's just the way that the system is in play. So yeah, I laid JMU earlier in the week. I would only play JMU. If you're playing App State, you're doing it based strictly off of a number. This time of year, I really caution people against just using numbers. You have to think a little bit outside of the box. Like your model isn't going to give you the same results week 7 as it is in week 12, 13, 14. You have to start looking at senior days. You have to start looking at playoff implications, bowl implications, etc. So if you do that in this spot, then you should probably end up on JMU, or you could just pass. But
yep. All right, a couple.
I don't ever just pass.
Couple of no, that's why we're here. That's why we're here, baby. Couple of comments. Will there be a bowl pick show in December? I'm putting you on the spot. This is really for me putting you on the spot. This is like a proxy question. So
I would really hope that yes. I'm just going to say yes, that we'll try and get that done.
There you go.
I've got some stuff going on in my personal life that is really not great going on, but yeah, I would definitely try to make sure that I have a bowl show for you guys.
There we go. DT plus the points says greetings from 901, the former home of John Morant. Which is its own, conversation. The USC Iowa, if the number is 7.
Yeah, I really, really looked into Iowa and I really wanted to play them, but I don't have a number or anything that makes me think that like after last week's loss, which they should have won, their defense let them down, which is not something that happens with Ferentz very often. I would probably lean Iowa, but I was thinking I was going to get a 7.5 at some point in the week, and it just never happened. And now it's dipping down to 6.5. Like 7 is kind of borderline for me. Do I think that Iowa could go in and win this game? It's definitely possible. Their defense is amazing. And I don't really trust USC's defense. I never have all season long. That was probably a mistake on my end. Yeah, I think it's a fair number for right now. If it gets to 7.5, you see some like steam, then I'm definitely going to be involved. And I would probably suggest you follow that because 7.5 is an absurd number when you talk about Iowa.
I think Connor speaks for us all before we get back to the main list of games here. Wishing you and your family some peace. You're a good man. So
thank you very much, Connor.
And I've gotten a lot of comments like that in the chat, Eddie. So we're all thinking of you. There's no
all right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
All right, Notre Dame on the road at Pitt, laying 12.5, a total of 54.
Yeah, I laid Notre Dame. I wasn't actually involved in this game until Narduzzi's comments, and you can look him up. He basically said that he doesn't really think that this game is that important because they have 2 ACC games after this. And that basically, it wasn't like he doesn't care about this game, but basically what I did with that is all the key players that were on the injury report that were listed questionable, I kind of assumed that he might not play them, or he might not play them 100%. And this game means way more to Notre Dame than it does Pitt. Let's just face it. They have a much more refined roster, and they lose this game, they're completely done for. Pitt can still get in with an ACC championship, which is right or wrong, still what happens. And I mean, like, I made this game 11 to begin with. Those comments put me closer to 13. So I laid the 10.5 and 11s, I think, on Monday when it came out.
Got it. All right. Oklahoma on the road at Alabama. Alabama laying 6, total here of 46.
Yeah, I don't have anything in this game. I can only play under. My number is like 45.5, and I can only play Alabama. I was at 7. Really good game. I've been more impressed with Alabama than I have with Oklahoma pretty much all throughout the year. But Oklahoma's had a bye week, which really, really helps. And Alabama just played their rival in LSU and won in a low-scoring affair. Alabama is so much more better, so much more different than I thought they'd be at the beginning of the year to now. They can play ball control. Their secondary is really, really good at limiting big plays. Not that Oklahoma has a ton of big plays. And Oklahoma's defense is still a top 5 defense. So I really, really wanted to play under, but I just don't have anything that allows me to from a numbers standpoint. And I think that Simpson is massively underrated, but they don't use him to like go out and throw 40 or 50 times a game. They just play really, really savvy ball control, defense, and offense. So
Pat just asked, am I drinking a banquet beer? No, actually. This is Holiday Creamy Vanilla Coke Zero.
That is by far and away the weirdest drink that I thought I would have envisioned you drinking. I would have preferred a banquet beer. I'm not going to lie to you. A Coke Zero. What is this?
It's a Holiday Creamy Vanilla.
Did you have like a pumpkin spice latte on your way?
Yeah, look at that.
I mean,
you don't
unless
want
they're sponsoring
I can send you a case.
I don't need a case of that. I don't. I'm gonna allow you to do the honors.
I saw on the shelf. I was intrigued. It's not my favorite, but it puts me in the holiday spirit. All right.
I do that at least once a week with some kind of like seltzer drink. Like I'm really into carbonated waters.
Yep.
So like once a month, I'll be like, oh, Perrier raspberry. That sounds amazing. And then I buy 6 of them and I have to choke down 4. It's amazing.
Perrier is
being as American consumers, they'll get us with anything.
Exactly. They know how to get us. All right, last one on the board here. Florida at Ole Miss. Ole Miss laying 14, total of 54.
I think that this is a game that I would probably be interested in live betting. I want to see if Florida comes out with Lagway. I want to see what the first couple of drives look like. If they're trash like they were against Kentucky, then they can't make this like live line big enough, fast enough. Personally, I'm at 13.5 and 56, I believe. And the over didn't make sense to me because after what I saw from Florida last week, if I'm trying to get there, if they come out in the first quarter and look like they did against Kentucky, I'm going to need Mississippi to do all the hard work to get to the over. So nothing for me as of right now. But towards the end of the year, guys, like if you are watching a game and you can see that one team's effort is completely not there and they're eliminated from bowls and stuff like that, you don't have to sit on your hands and just go, oh my God, that team sucks all of a sudden. Like you can get involved in some of these live markets, and I think it's a good angle.
I also like wonder if at all how you weigh Eddie like Lane Kiffin's candidacy for this job in this game. Like, is it relevant at all? Like,
yeah, I don't play psychiatrist or psychologist with any of this kind of coaches stuff or whatever. Like, I don't know. I read he might be going to the NFL and take the Giants job or something. Is that what you're referring to?
Well, no, he the Florida job, they fired Billy Napier and his name.
Oh, right.
He's the favorite for Florida.
I don't know. I've never been like, I love Lane Kiffin because he scores points and I prefer overs versus unders. But like, I've never like thought of Lane Kiffin like I do like Nick Saban, or I don't think of him as like a great developer, because all of his teams, like, he gets just incredible amounts of revenue to go into the portal and get like 20 great guys every single year. I mean, no matter where he goes, if you can get 20 great guys out of the portal, you're going to be a damn good coach. He was super impressive at FAU, but the AAC was down that year, maybe the 2 years. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Cool storyline. I don't know if that really affects how I make a number.
Yep, makes sense. All right, my best bet of the week is going to be, and look, this is going to vary. I found this today, but Memphis +3, -15, 2.5 is fine. All right, that's what I'm getting at here, Eddie. But
okay,
you can really do a good job out here. I believe with the audience that we have, they can find the 3 -115. And it's really simple. One, I think the quarterback for Memphis is going to play. He left the game at the end against Tulane, but I think he's going to play in this one. And obviously, he's coming off of 2 straight career high weeks in passing yards. And the other part of this is, man, I don't know how he does it, but Ryan Silverfield keeps his teams engaged even when their seasons end. Last year, they were out of the American race. They're 14-point underdogs on the road at Tulane. Tulane still has, a playoff berth to potentially fight for, and they go down to New Orleans as a 14-point dog and win outright in a game that they really controlled. Obviously ECU is a proud program. They're much better than they were a year ago, but who have they really played? Who have they played? A team with the talent of Memphis? I think this is a game where Memphis can come in with their starting quarterback and probably win the game outright. But you give me 3 here, I'll take them. So I'll go with Memphis getting a field goal on the road at East Carolina. So that'll do it, my friend. That'll do it for the Week 12 edition.
Just 1 second, John. I had 2 questions on 2 games, and I'll get super fast for us. Is going to be TCU and BYU. A guy said that he wanted to lay the points with BYU. I'm at 4.5. It's at -4. There wasn't a play there. I did play the under. I really hated the way that TCU struggled against Iowa State's beat-up defense last week. And I think that their defense is much better than their offense right now. And I think that BYU has real problems, and they have all season long, in scoring. So I played the under at 52. I believe you could still find 52s, 51.5. I didn't move it that much at all. And then the other one was UTSA and Charlotte. A gentleman asked me if it would be prudent to play UTSA, or maybe he asked about the points. I don't remember. I'll give you a take on both. I like what I saw out of Charlotte the last couple of weeks. They have not given up at all. And that's pretty prominent because Albin doesn't allow his teams to give up. I was hoping for a better number with Charlotte. I was going to play plus the points, but I'm not going to be able to get that. I'm at 17. I was hoping for a 20. And he asked about playing the over. I don't see anything wrong with playing overs with UTSA, but I never know which version of their offense is going to show up this season. It feels like they play better at home on the turf. I'm pretty much spot on the number. And also, I would advise that if you want to play something, then just play it. Like, don't ask anybody about it. Like, if you feel conviction in a play, then just go for it. If you want to play the over, then throw some money down and have some fun with it. Doesn't have to be too serious.
There you go. Good advice. Always good to see you, my friend. Best of luck this week.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Have a great week, guys. Good luck to everyone.
See you guys next week.